Okay, I have a standard square canvas here, 2048 by 2048, 300 dpi. And what we're going to do on this video is draw circles. So I want these circles to be positioned just right. I did the original template a very long time ago, so it was all trial and error figuring out how I did it. We're going to turn on the drawing guide. We're going to go to Edit Drawing Guide. And we're going to change the grid size down here to 123. And then we're going to click on the Done. And Done. And then what we want to do is find the center of this, just because it's easier for me to work with. I'm going to be using the monoline A brush, and it's all the way down to 1%. And I'll just draw a quick oval here. Center is there and there. And we're going to be drawing a circle that is comprised of 16 of these squares, 4 by 4. So we're going to go up a layer, and we're going to draw our ellipse. Then we're going to let it snap to shape. Put the finger of our other hand on the screen, and you see that kind of snaps it into a real circle. And then you lift the stylus, and then you lift your finger. Now what we want to do is change the size of this. And to do that, we select it up here at the top with the arrow. And then tap on one of the blue handles. I'm going to tap on this one. And that brings up our menu. And we're going to disconnect the link. And we're going to type in 483. And then we're going to type in 483 on the other side. And then we click on the S ribbon up here at the top twice. And now what we want to do is turn off layer 1. You can delete it if you want. And we're going to make sure that this gets centered. For my snapping, I have the magnetics and snapping on. My distance is 24, velocity is 6.2, just in case you need that information. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this circle to here, copy it, and move it to here. And you have to be kind of particular. You want the circle bottom edge to actually touch this line right here. So I need to move it down and then tap until I see the line, and then I'm going to use a 2-finger tap on the screen to back up by 1, and it is now perfectly aligned. We're going to duplicate this. I'm going to take the lower layer 2 and do the exact same thing down here at the bottom. And there we go. We'll group these two together. I'm going to name this group 483 so that I know what size circles I have. I will duplicate it, turn off the bottom one, and flatten the top one. Then we duplicate this. We tap on this green arrow or green dot right up here, and we're going to rotate by 45 degrees. And now I want to type or tap on the S ribbon twice. This rotation needs to go out of the way, so I'm going to pinch to make it a little smaller. Then we tap it twice. And as you can see, these circles intersect almost perfectly. And I'm going to duplicate this, rotate 45, tap the S ribbon twice, duplicate this, rotate 45, tap the S ribbon twice. And that gives us these circles going very nicely around. We're going to pinch these together, and this is going to be our first template element. So I'm going to invert, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to invert again. I'm going to duplicate my circles, go down to Shape, Edit, Import, Paste. And that gives us circles 1. Now what we want to do is create another set of circles that are 215 pixels in width. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to, oops, wrong one. I'm going to choose my model line A. I'm going to create another circle here. And I want this to be 215. And once again, just because I like doing it this way, I'm going to disconnect the link and type them in manually. There we go. Tap the S ribbon twice. Then we're going to center this. And we're going to tap it until it just touches the circle above. Just like that. We're going to duplicate this, take the lower layer 6, bring it all the way down, and we want to intersect here. I went 1 pixel too far. There we go. We then merge these two, well, group them, name it 215, duplicate and flatten, and then we'll duplicate this, and once again we're rotating 45 degrees. You can grab the handle since snapping is on. 3 ticks is 45. Or you can tap on the green dot and type in 45. Either way works. And this gives us our second template working. So I'm going to merge these down. And basically, layer 6 and layer 2 are exactly the same. Layer 6 just happens to be inside of layer 2. I'm going to duplicate layer 2, move it up, and I'm going to merge these two layers together. And this is our next brush. So we invert, copy, invert, and we will duplicate circles again, because we want circles too. Shape, edit, import, paste. And that gives us our next template element brush. Now what I want to do for layer 10 is create a set of interlocking circles. Now for layer 2, if we duplicate that and we go to 22.5, we get our interlocking circles. And you can do the same thing with the inner circle as well. But I want slightly larger circles. So what I'm going to do is go up to layer 10, and we're going to make a circle using the monoline brush, please. Thank you. It's going to intersect these in the middle. So we put it approximately where we want it to be. And this one we are going to make 323 pixels. And by the way, the reason I disconnect the link here whenever I do this is sometimes when you type in a number on one of them and the other one shrinks down as well, then once you go out and go back in, one of them's off by a pixel. So that's just one of the things that occasionally happens. We are centering this. I'm going to turn off this layer 2 and the 215. I'm going to take layer 10 and intersect it with the big circle layer 2. Do the same thing at the bottom. So duplicate layer 10, move it down, and we want it to intersect. Oh, I got lucky. And then we're going to group these, and we're going to name them 323. Duplicate that, flatten. Duplicate, and we go 45, duplicate, we go 45, duplicate that, and we go 45. And now we have interlocking circles. So we're going to merge these layer 10s together. And this is going to be our next brush. So I'm going to invert, copy, invert, duplicate circle. So we now have circles 3. Under shape, edit, import, and paste. Give that a done. And we're now going to do a circles 4 by combining layer 10 and the bottom layer 2. That's invert, copy, invert, duplicate circles, shape, edit, import, paste, then click done and done. And just like that, by being nice and careful, we have created 4 new circle elements for templates. And what I'm going to do is use these elements to create a template for a mandala. Let's start with the cross solid. Make sure that it's in the middle. And then I'm going to do the cross dots. And we want to make sure that it's in the middle. And we're going to rotate that 45 degrees. And then let's use the circles 4. Let's get it bigger. And that looks like it'll work okay. And then I'm going to merge my layers together, 14, 15, and 16. Fit it to screen. And this is our next template. You can save it as a brush, or you can just simply make the template because you know that you'll make another one later on and it might be slightly different. And here I go. Okay, so there's a very quick, simple mandala there. You will notice that in the middle I switched from radial symmetry to quad symmetry in order to get this wavy line going through here, just to give it a little variety. All right, well, today we have created 4 new circle brushes. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and you have a wonderful day.